like to introduce Mike Roy. Mike's our plant manager, and he's going to take you through the process of manufacturing our windows. Mike, I don't think I need to say any more than that. It's your show.
Thank you, Tom. Welcome to Anlin. This is a 69,000 square foot facility. We employ about 200 people here on the production floor. I'd like to give you a little overview of the production floor, so why don't we step up on this order picker, and I'll show you what we do. Basically, the plant is laid out in this fashion. We bring all our raw material here along the back edge of the plant, if you will. The raw material is cut and processed down the window lines. Finished product is stored along the back wall down on the far end. This window line right here is our Catalina XO and single hung line. Right to the left of this line is our insulated glass line, where we cut and insulate all of our own insulated glass units. To the left of the glass line is our Coronado XX and double hung line. We also build Catalina XO and single hung on that line. To the left of the Coronado line is our Malibu patio door line, where we build all of our Malibu patio doors. And on the end of that door line, you can't really see, way in the back is also a bay shop where we manufacture our bays, and a screen shop where we manufacture all our own window screens. We're down on the end of the Catalina production line now. This is our vinyl. We get all of our vinyl from Micron Industries. They're in Kent, Washington. Vinyl makes a very good window frame material. The reason for that is it doesn't conduct heat and cold very well. It's a very good insulator. When we designed our product, we designed a lot of dead air space chambers in the profile. This is what gives this frame and this sash material its insulating capabilities. Vinyl's a great window frame material. It never needs painting. You don't have to scrape it. It doesn't rot, peel, flake. It's a really good material to make a nice window frame out of. Richard is one of our QA inspectors. Richard inspects every bundle of material we bring into this facility to make sure it is in tolerance, and that as it is processed down the production line, we're not going to have any problems, and that the finished product will come out with good quality. This is our Catalina mainframe saw. This is where we process all of our main frames for our Catalina product. It is a double miter saw. There are two 14-inch blades that take a 45-degree chunk out of that material. The reason there's two blades is we get the forward 45 and the opposing 45 in one saw cut without having to roll the material over. What Lucas does is he types in the net frame size, and this positioner will move to the size he has typed in. The positioner is on a servo-driven motor. It's accurate to plus or minus a 64th of an inch. So Lucas will start on page 1 of his lot of windows for the day, and he will work through page 100 for that day. Everybody else in this facility starts on page 1 and works through page 100. That is how we make sure that everything lines up at the end. We pretty much build the windows at a house at a time, and he's cutting an order of windows right now at this time. Once he has cut the frame, they go into these carts right here, and they go up to our punching area for assembly processing. We have a big air chamber around, a big air line around this whole facility. All the punches are air driven. These punches will fabricate weep holes to allow water to get out of the frame of the window. We'll also install some assembly holes into this unit. We'll also install some stay bar holes. The stay bar holes are what separate the fixed piece of glass from the operable part, or the vent portion of the unit. This is our 4-point welder. This will weld a window frame 144 inches wide by 84 inches tall in one pass. What the operator has just done is he's inserted the sill and the head of an XO glider. He just inserted the jambs. He pushes a button, the frame comes together, the clamps come down, and the heater plate comes in. Now it is in the burn mode. It's actually heating up that vinyl to about 502 degrees. The reason we have to get the vinyl so hot is vinyl is a very good insulator. It doesn't conduct heat and cold very well. So I have to get it really hot in order to fuse those corners together. It's in the fusion or in the burn mode right now. The heater plate's just pulled out. Now it's in the fusion mode. It's actually fusing that material together. A vinyl weld is just like a metal weld. The weld itself is stronger than the material. If we want that frame to be 60 inches wide when it comes out of the welder, we need to cut it 60¼ inches wide because we physically burn 1/8 of an inch off each corner in the welding process. Once the frames are welded, we need to remove the weld slag that's on the frame, both inside and outside. And that's what this machine does right here. This is a twin head CNC controlled corner cleaner. It runs a pre-programmed cleaning cycle. It is cleaning 2 corners at one time. Basically, a saw blade is going to start out along the corner, follow the fin up the bevel, then it will come back down and go down the back of the frame, and a pair of knives will come in and clean the top of the frame and the bottom of the frame to remove that weld slag. After the frames are done through our CNC corner cleaner, they come over to our hand cleaning table. What these gentlemen are going to do is they're going to go over each and every corner, inside and outside, and remove any other weld slag that the CNC corner cleaner did not catch. They're also going to inspect that corner for quality, make sure it's nice and smooth, everything is welded properly. They're also going to install our night vent latch and take a quick look at the frame, make sure everything's good before it goes on to the next station. Once the frames are done with the hand cleaning operation, they come over here to our installation hole and accessory area. Before they go over there, though, we have a quality assurance inspector. His name is Juvenal. He's checking the frame for proper fit and finish, looking at each and every corner, and he'll check the night vent latch for proper operation. If he likes what he sees, it comes back over here again to our installation hole drilling area. Once Juvenal's inspected each corner, they come over here to Juan. Juan does a couple different things to these window frames. He'll install a lift stop into the frame. He'll also install our structural AMA label into the frame, and also start snapping in some accessories that go into this window frame. He's also going to drill some installation holes right there. We drill installation holes in each and every one of our replacement products to aid the installer in installing this window. Once it's done there and Juan likes what he sees, it goes back to our shipping block area where we apply our shipping blocks to protect the window frame. Once they're done with the shipping blocks and the corners are protected, they come over here to our stay bar area. The stay bar separates the fixed from the vent side or the operable side of an XO or single hung product. What Charles is going to do is he's going to take 2 8x2.5 panhead stainless steel screws, drive them through the frame and into the stay bar. This is where that stay bar drill comes in to make sure that those holes are drilled accurate so that stay bar is perfectly straight up and down in an XO or perfectly level in a single hung. And as you can see, Charles is drilling both those screws down into that stay bar right now. All of our stay bars are aluminum reinforced. The keepers actually are driven into aluminum, and the sash, the operable part of that unit, the locks are screwed into aluminum reinforcement also. Charles is lining up those holes, and he's going to drive those 2 screws into that channel. 2 screws are important, again, because you get no twist out of that stay bar once that frame has been assembled. And he's drilling it down. And after he's done, you can see that you get no twist out of that stay bar. The stay bar is reinforced with aluminum. The keeper has screws that go down through the keeper, through the vinyl, and bed themselves in that aluminum reinforcement. The window sash, the operable part of the window, the lock that we attach to that sash has screws that go through the lock, through the vinyl, and down into that aluminum reinforcement in the profile for a safe, secure product. We've been following the progress of a window frame down the Catalina line, but during that same time, there's also a lot of other components that are being built for that product. One of them is a grid. Our grid area is manned by 5 or 6 nice people. They build all the grids that go in our insulated glass unit. The grids are cut, notched, and assembled. They're also physically inspected and cleaned before we insert them into an insulated glass unit. We manufacture all our own window screens here at Anlin. We use a roll form aluminum screen frame with an internal corner key. A lot of companies use an external corner key made out of plastic that tends to fade over time, but we miter cut our screens and use an internal key. We have fiberglass screen mesh, stainless steel screen springs, and plastic pull tabs on the bottom of the screen for easy removal, rolled into the screen spline. What you see Maynard here doing is rolling a full screen for a Coronado XX product, inserting the spline into the window screen frame, rolling the cloth into it. Well, we're seeing vinyl being processed, grids being processed, screens, but if it's going to be a window, we need to put some glass in it. And here we are in our glass department. This is where we cut and manufacture our insulated glass units. What we're looking at here right now is our glass optimizer. Basically what this machine is going to do is if I'm running 500, 700, 800 windows a day, it's going to take that lot of that amount of windows, 500, 600, 700, and it's going to mix them all up and tell me what the most efficient way to cut that glass is as far as waste out of a sheet of glass. The glass is fed into the cutting head. That's what's happening right here. It's going to come up to the stops, going to hit the edge of the stops. Now the glass is square on the table, and the cutting head's going to come over and find the edge of the glass. A little red light's going to come on. There it goes. And it's going to run its pre-programmed cutting cycle. It really doesn't cut the glass. It actually scores the glass to make it available to break out, which happens on the table in front. As the machine is cutting, the operators on the breakout table need to know how to break out that sheet of glass and where each piece of glass goes. This same picture is shown on a TV screen up by their breakout table. Basically, this shows the operator what the first, the second, and the third break is. Also shows them what slot it goes into in the cart. This piece of glass goes in yellow cart number 1, slot 93. This one would go in yellow cart number 1, slot 63. It also shows what is good glass. All of these are live pieces of glass that we're going to use in a product. And it also shows what is waste, and that's that thin yellow line right here, this piece right across the top, and this piece right here. This is our edge deletion process. When you order High Performance Infinity, it's our High Performance Low E. We need to edge delete it. We physically have to take the coating off of the glass to ensure the longevity of that insulated glass unit. What Jason's going to do right here is he's going to run this piece of Low E through a grinder, and it's going to remove the coating on that glass for about a ½ inch all the way around. And as you can see on this glass right here, we remove the coating to make sure that when we put our seal on here that's going to make that insulated glass unit, that no water can touch the edge of that glass and foul the seal to make sure the longevity of that insulated glass unit is assured. Once the glass is cut, broken out, and placed into our part carts, it's brought up here to the glass washer. This is a Bilco glass washer. This glass washer will wash a sheet of glass 8 feet wide, by however long you want it sticking out, and send it into the clean room to be insulated. It's an 8-brush system. There are 4 brushes on top of the machine, 4 brushes on the bottom of the machine, and they actually scrub the glass. The first silver tank you see the glass going into is a city water rinse. That's just plain city water rinsing the lucite off the glass. Lucite is a packaging material the glass manufacturer puts on each sheet of glass to make sure it doesn't get scratched. Then it goes into the first set of brushes. The first set of brushes are a hot water scrub. Goes into the second set of brushes, which is a hot soapy water scrub. Then it goes into the third set of brushes, which is actually a city water rinse scrub. And then it goes into the fourth set of brushes, where it is scrubbed with clear deionized water. Once it's through the brush section, it goes into the blower section. That's the big motor you see up on top of the machine. That's a 50 horsepower electric blower, and it's actually blowing air at high velocity down onto that glass to make sure that it's perfectly dry and ready to be insulated inside our clean room. Now we have entered our insulated care unit clean room. This is a heated, cooled, and dehumidified room. There is always air blowing into this room to make sure the dust and the dirt stay out to ensure the quality of our insulated glass units. It takes 2 pieces of glass to make an insulated glass unit. One piece of glass comes over to the application table. It's an air table, so the glass floats on it. What Ralph is doing is he's applying the swiggle seal to our insulated glass unit. This is what separates the two panes of glass. He will go all the way around the insulated glass unit, making sure the swiggle is applied perfectly straight, the corners are nice and tight, and it'll go over to the mating table. Once at the mating table, if it's a big insulated glass unit like that, the table will flip up so he doesn't strain his back, mating the clear piece of glass onto the unit. If the unit had grid, which we saw manufactured a little earlier today, he would insert the grid on the mating table and use the lines on the table to make sure the grids are perfectly straight before he mates the clear piece of glass onto it. The spacer system we use is True Seal Swiggle Seal. It's a butyl impregnated rubber that has a stainless steel shim embedded in the middle of it. The reason we use stainless steel in this product, it is a very good insulator. It doesn't conduct heat and cold very well. So this is actually the thermal barrier between the outside pane of glass and the inside pane of glass. Once the IG has been mated, it needs to get heated and compressed in order to make sure the seal is good on that IG so it doesn't fail or fog. And that's what this unit does right here. This is our heat press. First, the IG is going to come through and it's going to hit a couple limit switches that are going to turn on the heater. Depending on how big the IG is, it may turn on a quarter of the lights or all of the lights. It's going to come through the halogen heat press. It's going to be heated up to about 130, 140 degrees. That gets that butyl rubber tacky. Then once it is heated up, it comes into our roller press. It is a staggered five roller press. There are 5 sets of rollers on this press. Every time it hits a set of rollers, it's going to get compressed a little bit more until at the very end, it's going to exactly 3/4 of an inch overall. Once it comes through the heat press, this gentleman's going to seal the corner and make sure that that IG seal is durable. If he likes what he sees, it's going to go over to the quality assurance inspection rack. We light inspect every one of our IGs. These gentlemen are looking for defects in the grid, scratches on the glass, grids that aren't painted properly. He's also going to verify size. If he likes what he sees, we go ahead and we throw it in the IG cart, and it's ready to be glazed into the vinyl window. Now that we know how our insulated glass units are made, we're back over here on the Catalina vinyl side, and we're ready to glaze these insulated glass units into the frame. What Peach has done is she's laid a solid bead of silicone all the way around this fixed light. She's also set down some setting blocks. These setting blocks are going to keep this insulated glass seal away from any water that may get down into this window frame. Once the silicone's set, Peach is going to go ahead and take that insulated glass unit and lay it into the frame. Once it's in the frame, she's going to slide it down and she's going to insert the setting blocks all the way around that insulated glass unit to make sure it's centered up into the opening. Once that is done, we're going to get some glazing bead. The glazing bead actually holds the glass unit to the frame or to the sash. Once the windows are glazed, they come over here to our final assembly and quality assurance area. What Martine's going to do is he's going to find the screen with that order number on it. It's right there, and he's going to go ahead and pop it into that window frame. And he's going to find the vent with that same order number on it that goes to that window. And he's going to go ahead and get it ready for final assembly. At final assembly, what these gentlemen do over here is they clean all the vinyl inside and outside with a cleaning agent. And they also clean all the glass inside and out with a glass cleaner. They'll visually inspect the window for quality and assemble it and check its operation. Once they're done with that process, it goes up here to our final quality assurance stop. What Hugo, Raul, and Dow are doing here is they're verifying the quality of each unit that Anlin produces. What Hugo's going to do is he's going to look at the finished quality of each corner of the frame and sash. He's also going to look for proper grid alignment, that the window has grids. It's supposed to have grid, that it is a block frame unit. He has a copy of every order we're running for production that day in a book right here. And he's physically going to look up that order number and verify that that unit has been produced correctly. He's also going to check operation and check locking quality. And if he likes what he sees and that unit passes his inspection, then it's going to come up to right here to our final count area. What Charlie has here is a copy of every order we're running in production that day. He'll find that order number in the book and circle it and mark it with the date it was produced. He'll then assign it to an area out into finished goods. Once that first window goes into that area, the other 8 or 10 windows for that house will come up. He finds that order. He already knows where he put the first window, so the other 8 or 10 follow it. Once the whole order is circled and dated, it is ready to be invoiced and shipped. This is our finished goods section. We hold no inventory. Everything is custom made. We do not start producing that window order until it is a signed confirmation from our dealer. This back area, finished product, holds anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 finished units. Well, we've made it over here to our shipping department. In shipping, we have 5 dock-level doors. We load 5 trucks at a time. I have about 20, 25 gentlemen that work in shipping. They take both care of the inside product storage and loading it onto our trucks. We'll load anywhere between 600, 1,200, 1,300 windows a day, going all throughout California. Each truck goes to a specific area, whether it be LA, San Diego, Sacramento, the Bay Area. We make sure we want to strap that product down carefully so it doesn't incur any damage on the way to our dealer, and thus going on the way to your house to be installed. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the production end of things here at Anlin. Hope you've enjoyed your tour. I hope we get the chance that our family can build some windows for your family's home.
I sincerely want to thank you for coming to visit with us today. And while you saw not everything in the plant, I'm certain that you saw an awful lot of high-tech equipment, or what appeared to be that. I hope you also noted what was and what is the most important portion of our business, and that's the Anlin family. We work very diligently at being the best in the industry, and we really believe we do build the best windows in the industry. And in point of fact, that's not brag. We do have the AMA and the NFRC test results showing that they are the best. So we thank you for choosing Anlin windows and doors for your home. We look forward to serving you, and one last time, a sincere thank you for coming.